Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Crocodile. That's all praises to the one called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching His word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah at Great Millstone, Arizona. Can't Lord will with another video to edify. And hey, you see it in Babylon the Great. Masses of people dumpster diving, and what do you think that's for? Right? Due to food insecurity, right? Lack of income, right? The price of living shooting up, and a staff of bread being broken, man. This is all scriptural. This is all the Spirit of the Lord, and we were told about these things, man. The Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, right? The elders and apostles of Great Millstone, right? We were informed of these things. And now they're happening, man. So, with these things happening, this is prophecy, right? Now, there's another video that I was going to make a lesson on yesterday. I ran out of time, but the elder man, I'm forgetting the elder's name, man, but the brother out there in New York, Amwan Gabar, he did this video, and I'm gonna play some of this. We'll get some precepts.
Of course, sky-high inflation. An additional food is ending emergency SNAP food benefits all across the country. In Illinois, families have been receiving a minimum of $95 in additional food stamps since April of 2020. The extra money provided extra cushion for families against the economic impact of the pandemic and, of course, sky-high inflation. SNAP recipients now encouraged to make preparations now by adjusting their food budgets and updating housing income numbers with the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Providing almost 3 years of emergency SNAP benefits to eligible Americans, Congress has put a stop on those benefits come March. NBC4 Cynthia Hill spoke with local food pantries today about what that means for thousands of Central Ohioans who have relied on these extra benefits to feed their families.
This may come as a surprise to some. That's because the extra benefits weren't supposed to end for another couple of months. The emergency SNAP benefits were originally supposed to end April 2023, when the public health emergency was also supposed to end. Megan Burba volunteers here at Nemat Food Pantry, where directors tell me many families will and do turn for help.
I've absolutely loved it. Some days are super busy and there's a line out the door, and some days it's pretty slow, but things are constantly moving here, lots of food going in and out.
And directors tell me they're expecting lots more movement in the coming days because of the changes spelled out in the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, which ended the extra benefits at the end of February.
Now, not only that, right? Now they're sitting there ending in a hole. The expectation is by May, which, you know, that pulls some scrutiny that needs to be applied to the scriptures, right? Because they're planning to end the whole pandemic emergency, right? How many orders are going to come off the back of that? Like the student loan forgiveness, right? He was using the fact that the emergency powers were in place to do that. But then they're sitting there setting it up for May, which June is supposed to be the point where they'll know whether or not they'll be able to sit here and do the debt forgiveness for student loans, right? This is all prophecy, man. People are being put in these destitute-ass positions because of prophecy. Hey, that's beautiful. A woodpecker in Arizona, man. I don't get to see that often. But this is all prophecy, man. Shit is happening. And people out here rolling and moving like damn fools. A whole bunch of people on bikes right here driving in front of a fucking car. All right? But this stuff is going on. This thing is going forth. Prophecy is happening. The staff of bread and famine is going to get started to set in, man. This is 2nd Ezra 15. And I started at 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Salaki. Female in front of me backing up too damn far. For because of their pride, city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy his house with a sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And this is the next phase in the natural course of events. Right? When nobody can eat, somebody gotta eat, right? When there's nothing coming into the stores, when scrutiny is here, right? The price of eggs is jumping up. You had another major producer, an egg producer, factory got burnt up. Right? When nobody can eat, somebody's got to eat. Right? So shit is going to happen to where now people are going to go into each other's houses, rob each other for the opportunity to have a meal. This is scriptural, man. It's Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66 and 4 says, I will also choose their delusion. I will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. Right? And brothers have been preaching this word heavy. People all know about the Israelites. Everybody knows about the Israelites. Right? Everybody knows about the Israelites. There's no getting around it, man. They've all heard. But really, when you looked at those videos, how many of those people that are in that predicament, how many of them do you think repented, came to the Lord, tried to adjust how they were acting? How many? Right? You gotta really take those things into account. Right? There's very few people that actually really do repent. And now the situation is that your life is getting uncertain. So now people are going to start trying to call on the Lord. Well, the scriptures tell you, call upon the gods whom you have chosen, see if they will save you. Right? It says, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and chose that wherein I delighted not. And people still choosing what the Lord doesn't like. Right? I had a conversation with a chick at work, and I told her straight up, I was like, I asked her, she wanted to play some stupid game. She called it unpopular opinion. So I said, okay, well, each person gets to take up their own thing. I'm like, that whole stuff with the Jake that got beat to death by a bunch of Jake cops, right? The background situation with that is that the dude that got beat to death, he was committing adultery with the cop's wife, and he was nonchalant. When the cop pulled up on him, he told the cop, hey, you're doing too much. Like, it's nothing that this man was able to defile his woman. So I asked her, is it okay? Right? Is it understandable? I said, is it understandable? She said, no. And I said, see, that's the problem. Because here it is, this whole scam culture. I told her everything's scam likely now, to where instead of blaming the person that committed a crime, you blame the person that was a victim of it. Right? That dude committed adultery, but yet you blame the cop for doing the natural thing. Scriptures tell you jealousy is a rage of a man. Right? So this is a code written in all mankind that is natural, but people are blaming the victim, where the real victim is that cop whose woman committed adultery, and the dude was probably okay with the adultery being committed, But the real criminal was the dude the real criminal is the guy that got put to death. And people are sympathizing for him. You see, this is the state of this world. Right? People choose the things that the Lord does not delight in. Right? This is I'm gonna go to 2 Ezra 16 and get this one. This ain't gonna be long. 2 Ezra 16 and 19. It says, sorry, 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, right? Going into all these things happening. Why do you think they have to rush stores like this and the dumpsters to get food? Because shit is getting tight. It's getting hard, right? When things get tight and get hard, everybody starts losing. Tensions go higher. All right, we're in an all-time wicked time. People do whatever the hell they want. It says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. They're consistently talking about wars, right? Consistently, all type of fronts. You got the stuff that's going in the South China Sea, the stuff between Taiwan and China, right? Stuff between North Korea and South Korea, Russia and Ukraine, Russia and America, right? Turkey and Syria. All these type of wars is all out there. It says what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So this is why the Lord is setting these things up as a scourge to get amended, right? A scourge is what? For the purpose of what do they call it? Not reformed, right? Forgetting the word what they say in prisons and shit. But a scourge is basically to reform you back to the right way, right? So this is what these plagues are being sent out in the world for. So, but for all these things, verse 20, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And that's the problem, right? There's a video. Let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna grab this that the elder Manata Zakba was doing last night. He called it No Other Gods, right? Let's see if I can. And this dude that the brother's pulling up, he sits there and says, oh, you guys can agree on this, but why can't we agree that things are bad and people are dying and something needs to change? Well, the thing that needs to change is you niggas, man. And niggas are going to keep dying because nobody's repenting. That's the problem. Because repentance hasn't happened and you keep doing things that are worthy of death. It says the wages of sin is death. Niggas keep sinning, so they going to keep dying, and it's righteous. Right? The scriptures tell you the Lord was going to show us that he had not done without cause all that he's done. Right? So when people start dying in mass numbers and going through these things, that's because of their actions. It says but for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? This is Isaiah 9 and 19. Because it's going to intensify. It has to intensify. It's all written in the scriptures. And people are going to be at each other's necks when things intensify. Isaiah 9 and 19, it says, through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel for the fire. No man shall spare his brother. Why do you think they're not going to spare his brother? Because they're going to have their own situation to take care of. Right? He shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Auto-cannibalism, cannibalism, all that's coming back. All of it's coming back, man. It's going to be soon. That's the crazy thing about it. You really take in and through the elders and apostles and brothers through their studying and looking into things, you see that shit is getting more and more intensified to where now it's about to get real serious. Right? Dude is doing some sketch shit behind me. But things are about to intensify. Shit is about to get real out here. And there's no getting around it. So, this situation, now they're at the trash cans. But when those trash cans are empty and the hell is still there, what they gonna do next, right? You got old folks, people that love their grandparents, right? That are sitting there using food stamps, and they're only getting like $65, $95 a month. What does $65, $95 a month do with food stamps, man? It costs $45 for a 10-pound bag of rice at Costco. So what you gonna do? Eat rice and tuna all month? Right? Hey, the Lord is doing His work. Shalom.